Hi, doTERRA family. So glad to be with you on the beautiful campus of our doTERRA headquarters. We have two distributors with me today. Perla, a distributor from Mexico, who's been with us about 14 years, and Justin, who's been with us a little over 15 years, and so they've had some time here. And they were asking me some questions that I've been getting a little bit more this week, and I thought, let's get it on camera and try to answer as many of your questions as we can. Perla?
Yes, thank you, Kirk, for this time. It's just, we've been hearing over and over in the news about how these companies, direct sales companies, are switching business models and kind of leaving their distributors behind. And I just want to tell you, what do you think about this?
Well, there have been a couple of prominent ones in the news, a few prominent ones in the news over the last several months. Overall, direct selling is growing again. The industry is strong. The public perception is very strong. Millennials have a 68% approval that they want to sell or buy from direct selling. So all of the indicators are strong, which makes you wonder with Rodan and Fields, with Beauty Counter and others, what's going on. The good news is, first, we are 100% direct selling. We will never abandon this model. We know it's the wellness advocates who built this company, and we sell products that require knowledgeable people to help them get the most health benefits out of our products. On direct selling in general, there's some very specific reasons why these companies have left. And we can get into it and probably some further questions, but the short of it is the channel did not desert these companies. These companies deserted the channel. And it's because in the instances that you're thinking of and that we talked about before, there was a very high valuation of direct selling companies a few years ago, and a lot of founders, a lot of them sold to private equity firms. And these firms are very good at some things. They're not very good at direct selling. And they tried to increase the channels. And anytime you leave your distributor, the companies have failed. It's 100%.
That's right.
If they would do a half hour of research, they would have known not to do that, but they did.
That's good. That gives me confidence in doTERRA. I mean, I always have it.
Yeah.
But I have like an experience with one of my neighbors, my cross the street neighbor. She was building with one of these companies for 8 years. So she put all her effort, her time, and while she's building her little family, too. So she was putting all this, and now she's faced having to deal with 10% of her income when she lost 90% of her income. And we were talking about opportunities, right? And I was talking about doTERRA and how I'm so confident in this company for the leadership that we have in doTERRA. I know the owners and I know the kind of person they are, the integrity that they have. And one of the questions she asked me was that, will doTERRA ever consider to change their business model to and give like their distributors their back? So I'm so glad that you're
thanks. Well, it breaks my heart for this woman who gave 8 years of her life to a company, was very successful, did a lot for that company and for all of her people. I'm so glad you were there to bring her to doTERRA, and I know she will succeed here. But to answer your question, doTERRA will never leave this channel. I give you my word. I know our founders give their word. We have some advantages too, beyond just what I say today, because we are privately owned, so we don't have pressure that public companies have. We have zero private equity or venture capital in us. It's 7 individuals who have held it from day one and continue to hold it. And so we don't have any of the pressures that they do, to meet quarterly things or to meet private equity kind of funding rounds. So we have none of those, and we have firm commitment from our leadership team as well as from the founders. So we will never go anywhere. And probably even more important than all those little facts, we know better than anyone. doTERRA is great and has had this incredible lift because our wellness advocates are amazing, and it's the only way we will continue to double in size, which we intend to do in the next 4 years, and the prognosis looks really good for that.
doTERRA knows how to do things right. I mean, since the product, the quality of the product, and then the leadership that we have. I don't know if you want to add anything, Dustin. Justin, like.
I just want to play off of what you just said about the owners.
Yes.
Because what you've identified to me is that the ownership of a company matters.
It does.
Right. It really does. It's everything, right? From the vision to the execution to the big picture. But the fact that the owners of doTERRA are so dedicated to our channel, right? To this channel, like it's never even been an option, never even been a discussion.
Right.
Right. In any meeting I've been in or you've been in, it's never even been a discussion to look at changing our distribution method. And so it gives us great confidence, right? And comfort that we're going to move forward. And my question to you, Kirk, is moving forward, where do you see our profession as a whole going? Because I've been a student of this profession for 20 plus years now, more than that.
Yeah, Justin, just so you know, Justin, before he was one of our top distributors, he worked for a direct selling company on the corporate side. So he really does know it from every
both
angle.
Sides.
Yeah.
Yes. And I have a strong conviction where we're going as a profession, and then of course as doTERRA. But I want to hear from you, like, what do you see happening in these next couple of years?
I actually believe we will see more companies turn to direct selling.
Yes.
The reason is there's data out there which shows that younger people in particular are very open to it. The gig economy has made people look at this as a career instead of just a way to make some money. Of course, for some people that is a great thing. They need extra money for their kids' soccer camps or to just pay the bills when times get tough. But a lot of people, especially younger people, are looking at it as a career. We're seeing that at doTERRA and excited about that. They want more freedom. COVID had a lot of impacts.
Right.
But one of the positive impacts is that people have started to feel like freedom and community are more important than they knew before. And so direct selling is the single best way to have that freedom, to raise the family the way you want, do the activities, the hiking, but still, make a good income.
Yeah.
The final thing that I think is really important is I think direct selling is the single best thing we can do for the world, because a lot of people tell you the two biggest problems on earth today is mental health and loneliness. And you can see that people spend a lot of time on their screens. They don't even shop, at a local grocery store.
Right.
There's just cardboard boxes that pile up on their front door every day. They don't have to see anyone. Direct selling is all about person to person, all about community. And I think that will solve so many of the world's problems. So I hope more companies come to direct selling.
That is so interesting what you say about more people turning to the direct sales company, like more of the younger generations. And I just think if more people will know what this can do, like doTERRA can do for their life, like it just did with me. Like most of my best friends, I found them through doTERRA. They became like my family. And it's just, the community that we have. We can learn together, get together to share testimonies and experiences. It's just great. I think that's another thing that people need to know, that not only direct sales company is a good option for business, but for community too. And so I'm kind of excited because doTERRA is coming. And I know you can tell us much about what's coming, but please let us know what kind of things is doTERRA doing, or if we're going to show something in convention about this, so we can have a confidence that doTERRA will be forever direct sales company.
Yeah, well, thanks. I agree. I love the products. I use about 20 to 23 a day. But my favorite thing probably is really the community. Going around Europe, you meet them at a convention, you meet them in Estonia or wherever. Poland, that's right. You've got a great team in Poland, which is super fun. You become friends for life because then you see them on incentive trips, and it really does become it. The convention that you mentioned, I'm really excited about here in Salt Lake. We're going to change it up a little bit from what we've had in the past. We're going to release some new wonderful products. One, I think, will be a massive game changer for people's health and wellness. The others will add to it and to what we already have in an amazing way. You get to hear from some of the great people, some exciting guest speakers, but again, probably most of all, you get to be with all of your friends from all over the world. And I know you feel a deep obligation, a deep commitment to the people that you've brought in because they became your family. And you've told them doTERRA will be here forever. We are a forever company, and we are committed to keeping our promise to you so you can keep your promise to them.
Thank you for
Kirk,
that.
I think what you've identified for me is that we have a moral obligation when we know what we know, right, with the products we have, the solutions that we can offer, because the demand for our product is not decreasing.
No.
It's only increasing significantly, right?
Yeah.
And so there's never been a perfect time in the history of doTERRA to be involved in doTERRA. Right? The demand is increasing. The solutions are right here. The market is perfect, generating side income or replacement income. An example of your friend.
Yes.
Right? That need has never been greater given the economy and all of those factors, right? And so I feel like we have a moral obligation to build a team.
I agree. I mean, on every level that we've talked about, certainly on the person-to-person level, you're looking people in the eye. Absolutely on the product level, people are looking for natural solutions for health.
Yep.
We have them. And, one thing I really love about it is doTERRA is for not only just health and wellness people, but it's for entrepreneurs.
That's right.
It is. One of the things I've done is to build a small company, a startup company, and I had to go get VC funding and do all of that. But you're just putting out so much money. There's so many variables. You're not making any money. It's very tenuous. With doTERRA, you start in as an entrepreneur, and from day one, without really spending any money, you can make it a career. And I think that's part of what's so attractive about direct selling to this younger generation. They want to be entrepreneurs, but they don't want to have to do something that puts them and their families in jeopardy. And I think a direct selling company's done right can give them that opportunity. And doTERRA is committed. And as you said, the growth trends are amazing. And I hate to tell you, you both have been incredibly successful, but there will be people who start in the next 3 weeks who will be far bigger than you are because they will hit a bigger growth trend than you were able to hit. And
that's great.
And I know that's what you want.
Yeah, that's
so
what we want.
It's exciting.
That's right. That's right.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks,
And thanks, doTERRA.